Hey, welcome to Paranormal Musings Podcast. We're back, fam, and we got a special guest. We like to introduce Heather Wheeler. She and her husband own the Coalfield Manor and are excited to share the manor with everyone. Heather became interested in the paranormal as a teen, where she had her first experience. She lost her father in her early 20s, unfortunately, and started to try to communicate with the other side. After taking some time off to focus on family, she came back full force into the paranormal, which resulted in her opening the Haunted Emporium some years later in 2021. She has been a paranormal investigator for years now, is especially interested in how the equipment she uses does what it does. She loves teaching folks about the paranormal field, especially those getting started. She's also, I can never pronounce this right, Littermon card reader. I know what it is, I just can't pronounce it. Reiki practitioner and aspiring photographer. So, without further ado, you can correct me on how to say that because I'd like to know how to say it. I know what it is. I have two sets of those cards. I know what it is. I cannot pronounce it. I never have been able to.
It's
But
Lenormand.
how you doing?
Good.
I
It's
would
it's named after Marie Lenormand from she's
Lenormand.
France.
Lenormand. Thank you.
But then again, I'm sure it's supposed to be said with a French accent, so I'm sure I'm not saying it right either. So,
Oh man.
So, welcome to the chaos.
thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yeah,
Glad for everything.
Yes.
we're glad to have you. We're glad to have you.
For sure.
Yeah,
So what's up? So you got a place.
I
Um,
do. I do. I This has
you act-
been a dream for I can't even tell you how long. Yeah, because the paranormal has been a part of my life almost my whole life, and I did get the chance to open my store, which was great. Unfortunately, I think the location probably wasn't the best choice and didn't get as much traffic as I had hoped, but that was fine. Um, and some people will doom scroll on, TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. I would doom scroll on Zillow because I just hated being in Massachusetts. It's a wonderful state to visit, rich history, incredible locations, especially if you're into the paranormal. They'll welcome you. It's good. But I don't like living there. And I would always, would scroll and dream and scroll and dream. And one day I brought a funeral home to my husband. I think it was near Pittsburgh somewhere, and he's like, yeah, what are you doing in Pittsburgh? I mean, and he's right because I'm not a city person, so it was best. It all worked out in the end. The next place I brought him was actually the Farrar School
Ooh,
that Sam
yes,
Colby bought recently.
Really?
yes,
Wow.
yes.
And I
Yeah.
brought that to him, and I wanted to go look at that as a place. And he's an avid motorcycle rider. And he pointed out how the roads are in the Midwest. And, he likes the elevation changes and the curves and the twists and the turns, and that just does not exist out there. So, okay, I accept that.
Hmm.
And I found this place and I sent it to him. And I think honestly, the first time he just kind of blew me off. Like he was just so used to like, yeah, oh, okay, that he didn't say anything. And then about 2 or 3 months later, he was talking with some of his other guys, and they're all a mix of they've either got street bikes, dirt bikes, four-wheelers. They're out doing something. They're out moving at high speeds, usually in the woods in some capacity. And they were talking about how it'd be cool to have a place to go somewhere, whatever. And this conversation got relayed back to me, and I was like, "You mean like the funeral home I showed you in West Virginia?" And he's like, "Well, what do you mean?" I said, "Well, I mean, we love West Virginia. We've loved this state for years now. We've vacationed in it all over the state multiple times." And he said, "Well, maybe I wasn't really listening." He said, "Send me that listing again. I want to show it to the guys." So I'm like, "Absolutely not. No, because I can't have somebody I know buying it, and then I'll be sad for the rest of my life, right?" Like, no, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
But then I gave in. I sent it to him, and he came home later on that night because he was, went down to the local pub with the guys, and he's like, I want to really look at that. And a couple days later, he was on the phone with the realtor, and we want to set up a visit. And Thanksgiving, we went and met my mom to have Thanksgiving dinner with her. And we were like, hey, here's our kids. We're leaving for the rest of the weekend. and we drove down to West Virginia. And I mean, in all fairness, I did technically leave her two fairly self-sufficient older teenage boys. And one of them's an adult. So, but we came down, we wanted to see the town, kind of see we knew around us because we have stayed not too far from here, just a little north from here. And we stayed just a little west of here as well. So we kind of knew the surroundings, and we knew that we'd be happy in the general area. We just didn't know the town. So we came down, we ate at the restaurants, we talked to some people, we drove around, we poked around, looked at things, and we fell in love. When we viewed the building, I fell further in love. And yeah, a couple days later, we went home. My husband's like, all right, I think, he had to get to where I was, because I was there. Like this was it. I was doing it. And I just had to wait for him to catch up. And he came home about, like I said, a few days later, and was like, okay, I think we can put in an offer. And so it all went. And, once you put in an offer, they've got like 48 hours or something to get back to you. And the clock was ticking down, and we thought, this.
Yeah, they weren't going to respond.
Yeah.
So, I had started my slow descent into depression again. And then he comes flying up the stairs, and he's, running into the bedroom. It was late at night too. And he's like, we own a funeral home. So, time went by. And we closed in January, and, came down. And the first thing was sitting in a building with, it had no running water at the time. It had it was just because they shut it down and closed it down. And here you can just take possession of the building and go in, where in Massachusetts, you have to get an occupancy permit and do all this other stuff before you can actually be in your property that you own. And wasn't quite that way here. So we kind of were just like, all right, here we go. And lots of work to be done. And my poor husband will hopefully survive it all. And as long as that happens, I'm going to be a happy girl.
I think he's down for it, because he actually reached out to me.
Yeah.
He actually reached out, and he was like, my wife, you need to put her on. We have this place. And I was like, oh, and that's when I sent you a message.
He has been, honestly, in everything, in every wild thing I've wanted to do in my life, and there have been many. He's always been my biggest supporter. I mean, he'll definitely tell me I'm being stupid, which
he's a keeper. He's a keeper.
But
he's a keeper. He was all about you. He's a keeper. He was hooking you up. He's a keeper.
He is a keeper. And it not me that wants out. It might be him, but that's all right. He's incredible, and he has helped me. Or he not helped me. He has given me my dreams in life in so many ways, and this is just the icing on the cake. Because not only is it a paranormal location, but it is also, this is our retirement plan. When he finally, so he's got a welding company back home. And when he's ready and done with that, we will be here full time. Nice. I'm hoping to go right now. I'm really part-time. I am having a surgery over the winter, which will have me out for a little bit. And then my youngest son still has 3 more years of high school. And I don't want to, move him and pull him out of his school. He's so close to the end. He's got his group of friends. So I was like, so hopefully in 3 years, it'll be more, at least, half and half. And then as soon as Bob's ready to go, man, we are out.
Yeah.
Bob's a cool dude.
He is.
Yeah. As soon as I read what he wrote and all that, and I was like, oh. And he's like, yeah, just hit her up. And I'm like, hit her up. And I'm like, all right, this dude is cool, man. He is supportive.
Oh, he's super supportive. I mean, honestly, that one of the biggest things is we just, I have my dreams. He has his dreams. We definitely like very different things, but who cares? We're all
yeah.
As long as you're supporting each other, man, that's all that matters. Yeah, my wife and I are the same way.
Yep.
Partnership. That's
you
it.
you do have to at some point say, there's only so many motorcycles one person should own.
I don't know about that.
Bob, we got your back, Bob. Not really, but we got your back, Bob.
He needs a motorcycle.
Honestly, after getting me this place, he can get whatever he wants. I don't care.
Yeah.
There you go. Load up.
He makes sure I'm happy. He makes sure that myself and the boys are happy first, always. So I poke and twist the knife a little bit, but he deserves everything he's got. So
Awesome.
Hey, he let you get a paranormal place.
He did, and he's a skeptic. He's a skeptic.
Good.
I was going to ask you, is he into the paranormal?
No, he's not.
Not what he told me.
Well, okay. No,
he told me he wasn't. He told me he was not into it.
Well, he's not, like, he wouldn't come. He would never. Now, I can honestly say, would he have bought this building without me? Sure. It's got everything he wants around it, and the things that he can see for his life, and things that he might want to do in the future, which we're probably still going to do anyway, because they can coexist with the paranormal on top of it. So it's, so he is excited about this, and he has transitioned from a complete skeptic to somebody who just doesn't want to admit it's there. If that makes sense.
Something to work with.
Because I would bring him evidence home, because he never went with me. He just never did. Went with me ghost hunting, and I would bring evidence home, and I would be like, "Listen to this. Look at this here." And it's usually listen to this, right?
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, I guess I hear it, but," and I'm like, "Yeah, I understand. You weren't there when it was recorded. You don't know." And he's like, "I trust you more than anybody else." He's kind of that rock and a hard place. What do? You either say the paranormal exists, or you call your wife a liar. And, he was very diplomatic about it. But then he got the opportunity. I did ghost hunt with, at one point in time, one of my friends that he had a YouTube channel at the time. And I just kind of went around and held the camera for him, but he was, on his own mostly. And, Bob didn't care. He's like, whatever, go have fun. But we hosted a couple of public hunts at different places, and it's a lot, when you're responsible for that many people, and there's only a couple of us to do it. So Bob would come with me just to he didn't run anything, but he was just there. He would help me carry, and I'm also like, I walk with a cane, so like carrying equipment is tough for me, because like if it's got to be one hand, and I'm old. But so he came, and he started seeing and experiencing things. And then, it was a large group of people, but then for my 50th birthday, I said, I just wanted to do something epic. And he booked me 2 nights in the Princess Caroline suite in the Mount Washington Hotel in New Hampshire.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, incredible. And it was one of those things that I got it for my birthday. I'm like, I couldn't let that pass without going, because I would never have talked him into paying for that if it wasn't for a special occasion.
Yeah.
And it was just us, and then 2 other couples that we've been friends with for a really long time.
Oh, Wow.
And we were up in the room, and I said, okay, we put some equipment out, and I pulled out the trusty voice recorder, and I started asking some of the questions. And there was a fire up there recently, well after the people that built it had passed, and it was fine. And they rebuilt, and they actually built it, rebuilt bigger and better. They added on to it. But I had asked her, Princess Carolyn, whose husband was the person who built the hotel, asked her what she, if she had was able to witness the fire from her side, or what she thought about it, or how she felt about it. I don't remember the exact question, but there was just this guttural scream that came back through.
Oh.
And for them all to be like, okay. I was here when it was recorded, you didn't do anything. That's not you. And I'm like, I know.
That's wild.
So I think that was the lightning bolt moment for him, where he was like, I can't explain it. I don't know what's happening. I don't want to believe in any of it, but something is going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's just easier to ignore, is kind of where he is with that. It doesn't, I don't want to say he's afraid of it, because that's not it. Because I think if he pays attention to it, it creeps him out. But when he just kind of is like, whatever, it's, oh, that's a pipe clanking, or that's a this doing that, or, oh, it's just electricity's flicker,
I still find myself doing that.
Yeah.
And I believe it. I believe it, and I still find myself doing that.
Yeah.
I got to make sure it's not this, and this, and then I freak myself out because I can't.
It took a while. Yeah, because it took him a while too to admit. So my house at home is haunted as well, but it's very quiet, very quiet. The most interactions we have is actually with a dog that stays downstairs. And he finally admitted one night, because now I think it used to be, I don't think it was allowed to travel the whole house. I think it was supposed to stay in one spot, because what happens is you get up to go pee in the middle of the night, and you walk and you see it, you catch it down the bottom of the stairs, go running by. Yeah. And he finally admitted that he had seen it.
He saw it.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a dog. It's, we're a dog family.
The dog loved the just hanging out,
Yeah, we don't know, but here, trying to figure out what's happening here has been wildly fun for me. Minus the, coming into town, the town welcomed us for the most part. There was a festival here, and the festival, I came down for it. A friend of mine came down to help me, and it was just kind of a meet and greet thing, because people were like, "What are you doing?" Like, they really, didn't know, like, what are you doing? And I said, all right, I'm going to come down and I'll do two little 1 hour things. And you just come in, I had equipment out. So if they wanted demonstrations and stuff, I could do it. But, I'm like, it's really just, come in and ask whatever questions you have. And they did. But for that, somebody local had blasted out that I was a Satanist, and because but it was interesting to me, and I went through all the emotions. Right, first I was angry, because I'm like, well, if you're not gonna like me, that's okay, and if you're not gonna like the paranormal, that's okay too, but please be truthful. Don't, because I don't believe in Satan, so why would I worship something I don't believe in?
And I would put out there that most Satanists probably don't believe in the paranormal.
They might not. I don't know. And honestly, I have no idea what their religious beliefs are. But it was funny, because she tagged 50 people, and then they shared that post 70 times. I saw that it had 70 shares, and so my anger went, and then I was like, then the panic sets in, right? You're like, oh my God, what are people going to think of me? What is this? Oh, great. And I mean, they literally were saying one night they had suggested on one of the posts that they come and do a prayer circle around the building. And I was like, okay, that's cool. And I was like, I just hope, I said to my husband, I'm like, I just hope I'm there for that. And he's like, well, what are you going to do? I'm like, I'm going to watch it. I don't know. Like, I just want to be there to see it. It's not going to hurt me. But then that didn't happen. And then I found out that she inadvertently gave me more local publicity than anything that I had been doing up to that point. So one of these days I will bump into her and we'll have to thank her.
You gotta remember, your haters are your greatest motivators.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, and it's okay. It's okay. And I totally understand. And I do also understand I have moved into a very small community, and pretty much all of them have come to services here. So I get it. Like, I definitely understand their hesitation with that. But I also believe that we come back for the most part, there's exceptions, but we come back and we visit the people, places, and things that we like or want to visit.
Exactly.
Why are you going? Like, why would I go where? No. And I find that cemeteries to be extremely quiet and peaceful. Can they be haunted? Sure. Absolutely. Any place can be haunted.
Yeah.
But I think cemeteries are really they're just peaceful. There's not
as haunted or I guess not as loud as some people let on.
Yeah. Like it's just, I mean, and I'm sure if you're going to a specific, like if you go to a cemetery and you're going to a specific stone, and I don't know how spirits know who is trying to contact them. I wish I did, because it's wild how they sometimes know you're going somewhere before you do. But I could see if you're trying to contact somebody, possibly going there and getting them to come back and interact around it. But it doesn't mean they're there haunting that piece of granite round the clock.
Yeah.
Then same thing for the funeral home, and same thing for everywhere else.
I'm with you, sister. I'm with you.
Yeah, like you can't.
Yeah.
How do you contain energy, right? How do you stop energy from going somewhere? How do you trap energy? You don't.
You don't. No.
So, and the cool thing about this building is that it is many buildings that are now one building, but it's also on a plot of land that has been other buildings. And right next to me.
I got to ask a question.
Yeah.
So you said many buildings, that is one building.
Mm-hmm.
So were buildings brought together?
Mm-hmm. So if you imagine a downtown city block, albeit it's a small West Virginia mountain valley, like we are in like a tiny little mountain valley. So it's, if I blow an air horn on one end of the town, you're going to hear it on the other end of town. Like it's small. I gimp around and I can't walk very far. I can do a loop with the dog around town. It's small. So I'm not talking New York City or something crazy like that, but all the buildings in that block are all like, there's no open space. Everything's abutted. And then one building is built, the next building is on it, the next building is on it. So it was like that. So I have two front doors. We don't really use one of them, but because it used to be a completely different building. When I come from this side where I'm on and I walk to the other side, I have to go up a little ramp to get there. And then when I go out to the apartment that's fully on the back, I have to go up another little ramp. But there's just, my meter reader guy, when the electrician comes to read our meter every month, he has a key to the building. Like he has to come in and go in through, because it is on the back of the building. That is the apartment out back. And our whole building is now off of that. So I am both forced hot air and steam heat as well. Like when I tell you the building is a hodgepodge and all over the place, it is. But we also have whole blocks that have been, like the block next to us, there was a big flood in town in 2001, and they completely leveled that whole city block. So where do those spirits go? I don't know. But I had a couple mediums come through, and one is a very dear friend of mine. Well, two of them. I mean, they're both very dear friends of mine. But one she spent a little more time here, and she really went through quiet, just her in the beginning before we really did any investigating, and just did a walkthrough. And she said, while there are some that are here permanently, she believes that we've got a lot of transients in town. So I don't know, and we're still figuring that out. And because of the fires in town and the floods in town, they have lost a lot of documentation. A lot of stuff that was never digitized and is just gone.
Yeah, it's gone.
So I'm talking to locals and just trying to, get information that way. But it's tough. I can tell you the two men's names that are on the side of the building out front. I can tell you the year it was built because they carved it in the stone up there. But past that, it's tough. I know the last funeral home that was here. I know who that was. And I've been in contact with the children of the last residents that lived in the upstairs apartment, because we've got an upstairs apartment as well, which is what we are trying to slowly turn into our home. But we believe that was built in the 70s, renovated last in the 70s. And I don't know how long it's been vacant. It's been vacant for a long time. Longer than the funeral home, has been gone.
Have you done any investigating yourself in there yet? Or
I have, yeah. I've done some investigating. My friends, the two other women who I investigate with, because they're both investigators as well as mediums. I'm not a medium, but they came down and we had some really interesting interactions. And I've got a notebook and we've just got pages and pages of everything that happened during it, because as much as we tried to record it.
Yeah.
We've got the main room that we have, like the casket and everything set up in, all the way at the other end, there's a little seating area. And she's putting her SD card in, she puts her battery in, and life is good. Yep, full battery, lights on, everything's working, awesome. We're recording. She puts it on the tripod, walks halfway across the room, aims it at the casket. She's like, She's like, did I grab the wrong battery? She's like, it's at 50% already. She's like, oh, wait, it stopped recording. She just takes the tripod back to the seating area, and because she's like, I'll just swap the battery out. Before she even got back to the other end, she's got full battery again. She presses record. She's like, oh, never mind, it's recording. We're good. Walks back halfway across the room. And so we just went, pen and paper. People have recorded since then. So it's not like, but it was interesting. And we got lots of cool stuff. Oh, one of the cool things we got during the festival that we didn't even mean to catch, the woman who came down with me, the first medium, the way we were sitting, she was looking, she was sitting in a chair looking at her phone, and she, somebody walked up beside her. So she, just shifted in her seat a little bit to let him get by. She said it was definitely male. The shoes and the pants were male. And I said, who was it? Because nobody was supposed to be back there. And she's like, well, that's the thing. That as she looked up to see who it was, he just wasn't there from the waist up. And then the very next day, this family came in and they wheeled this little old lady in, and she sat in the back and was super quiet and didn't say much. And, about an hour into it, she does this thing where the finger comes up and she's pointing, and I'm like, we're looking. I was like, what's going on? She goes, there's a man. She's like, there's a man standing back there behind you, the two of you. So curiosity, having not known what happened the night before, I asked her, well, what do his shoes look like? She says, I don't know. He's not there from the waist down. I was like, all right. But she did describe him from the waist up, and we're pretty sure it's the same guy. Why he's appearing in part, I don't know. Who he is, no clue. Somebody, we keep getting the name Evelyn here for some reason. I don't know who that is, but it always comes through a male voice.
Yeah. Too bad you didn't have two photos, one of the top half and one of the bottom half. You could have put them together. It was.
I know. I don't know that if either one of them can sketch, though.
Sounds like you might have been a victim of dismemberment or something like that.
Yeah, man.
So it's a male voice saying Evelyn.
Yeah, we were getting that a lot. And then there was another. We did get another name, which I'm not going to say because it's a little too personal. But we did get a last name, or we got it. We kept getting a word, and one of my friends thought it was one thing, and my other friend said, well, it could be a last name. I'm not thinking anything of it because we don't know, right? I don't know anybody here in town.
Yeah.
And we get, we don't know, is this a profession or a last name, right? It's one of those two.
Yeah.
And we recently just got a swing. There's all over West Virginia. They put these almost heaven swings up on mountains, peaks, and they put them in overlooks. And it's just they're tourist spots, and they'll just take your picture up there. But we finally, I'm talking like I've been here for forever. but I love it here. Like I'm so in love with the town. But
you're a local.
I mean, I'm going to try. I'm certainly trying to fit in. But I was reading the town had posted, made a Facebook post, and thanking, because everything around here is done on community support. Like everything is community fundraise, community support, and they posted and thanked, I don't know, like a dozen people, maybe something like that. And I was just scanning down the names, and the last name was there.
Wow.
And I was like, and I asked this one person I know, like, hey, is this name and they said, yeah, that's a really common name in town. I haven't met anybody yet with that last name, but
cool.
I'm hoping eventually I meet the right one that will be receptive to me asking about it. So.
Do you have a minute to talk about so-and-so?
Yeah. Exactly. I mean, and they're either gonna be willing or they're gonna tell me to buzz off, and either way will be okay. I'll figure it out eventually. Because if they don't tell me, I'm sure that it came up enough that I feel like I'll hopefully figure it out soon.
Cool.
So a question I have is, you have this place down there, or up there, because we're down there, there. And so are people able to go there and investigate?
Yes, absolutely. I do private. I do the traditional 6 to 12, and then I do a 6 to 8 a.m. as well for a full overnight. Indoor camping, like many of us are used to, bring a cot and an air mattress kind of thing. A little kitchen you can use, stuff like that. First floor is air conditioned and great. And for the private tours, they can go up and investigate especially like now the apartment where we just started renovating it. There's nothing really happening up there right now. I haven't gotten anything up in the apartment. But in all fairness, I haven't investigated much up there because there is no air conditioning up there right now.
Yeah.
And it's on the third floor, and I'm just not. I am a princess. I will freely admit that. I don't like to go too much outside of my comfort zone. And I would rather go cold than go hot.
Yeah.
Third floor. So there's 3 floors.
Yeah. 3. The middle floor is interesting. The middle floor. So it shouldn't be. You would picture like a 1920s small department store where you would go in and everything is behind the counter and people help you. And then there's like a catwalk up top and more stuff and more shelves, and they go up the ladder and get your stuff.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm thinking that is what this was like. So our second floor didn't used to be a second floor. It was only 2 floors, with the first floor being extremely high. And you can, the space right above it, you can see that there's these thin rods coming down under the floor. And I asked my husband, I'm like, what is that? He said, it's holding up the floor, which is not a nice thing to tell your wife when she's standing on it. Like, what do you mean that is holding up? And he's like, it is holding up the floor. He's like, this was not open. He said, this would have been the railing. And I was like, oh, and then I could see it. I'm like, okay, the U shape, not where the catwalk would have been. And then behind that is more space that I don't even know what they did back there, to be honest with you. We call it the noodle room only because it's a big void where when they later put all the air handlers up on the roof to do all the indoor stuff, the air conditioning down here, they ran these giant, those giant like
the foam.
They're like
Yeah.
it's all. Oh, and they're not even like dryer ones. They're like this big.
Yeah, the big ones.
So, and they're all over.
Size.
Yeah, they come down through and they come out into that room. And I'm just like, it looks like you're standing it's like a noodle room. It's like yeah. Now I know there was life back there. There's a bathroom back there. There's a workshop back there. There's a workbench right when you walk in. There's definitely like stuff was done in there. And then you keep going, then you're up in the rafters. And I haven't been into, but there's a whole pulley system because I guess they used to store caskets up there. We did find one casket or two caskets that were left up there, but they were unfortunately like older kind of plywoody ones. My husband like leaned on one to like lean over and look at it, and his hand went right through it.
Oh,
so
God.
That was fun. But yeah, and
I thought you were going to say someone knocked on the wood when you leaned on
it. No, and I think everybody here so far, all the spirits that we have made contact with have been, I don't feel any negativity or anything here. But I don't know that they're all thrilled with me, but they're not super angry or hostile about it at any rate.
I like hearing that. I like hearing that because, we're alive people,
mm-hmm.
and we all have our certain things that sets us off and all this and that, and we're our own characters, but we're human. And then you have those who are not alive, who are still human spirits. I like hearing that when people say they're not evil, they're not this, they're not that, because they're human spirits. And
most people
they act like they did when they were alive. Like
yes,
they're still human. They're still human.
Still
I like hearing.
The only
everywhere you go is not evil.
No, I mean the only time that I have ever felt that I have been assaulted in any kind of way was Mid-Orange Correctional Facility. I was trying to think of the full name. They're in upstate New York.
Yeah, those are different types of humans.
Yeah.
And honestly, and to be completely fair, we were in the cafeteria and I was totally running my mouth, which is not something I tend to do, but I was, for whatever reason I was. And I swear I got like that poke like in the back of the ribs there, that sharp pain up there. And I was like, okay. Yeah. And I just turned to my friend. I think I just got shivved.
Yeah, I got shivved, yeah.
Hey, that's prison rules. You start yapping, you're going to get shivved.
And a lot of them respect women because if you go into the system and you've done something to a child or a woman,
you are not going to last long.
You definitely challenged them.
I mean, and I don't even like if he ever puts the video together. If he watches this, Brad. I'm curious because I don't remember what I was saying. Right.
Somebody should do something.
Maybe that mass hole was coming out of there.
Yeah, I just heard some. You better get this shit done.
Well, you betcha.
Yeah. He's a fellow one too, so he's from Massachusetts. He's he's a good guy. Yeah, he switched. I know he switched up, and I could tell you that the YouTube channel was under Ghost Magnet Paranormal. Were his videos there, but I don't know since he's kind of shifted gears a little bit in the past year or two. I don't know what name if he's still doing that name or a different one. But yeah, we've got a couple videos left, footage left. His computer blew up and that makes editing difficult. So
that sucks.
Yeah. And I don't have that footage because at the end of the night, I would just give him my cards. And so
I wish I could do that with somebody.
Yeah, I have my own. And it's I need to look through that.
Yeah.
God.
I store them on my drive, and I'll get back to it when I get back to it.
Yeah.
I do
No,
pride
it was
myself into it takes a couple weeks, but no more than a couple weeks, and I get into it. I do pride myself in that because sometimes, man, you really don't want to deal with it, even though
it's
you
a lot
like.
of work.
It is a lot of work. Absolutely. A lot of
It's
I
the
did
worst part of
one.
the investigation.
Out of all the videos he had me that I did with him, I only edited one because I asked him, I'm like, hey, can I edit one? He's like, yeah, you can go, you know. So I did one and he's like, it came out good. He's like, do you want to do another one? And I got about halfway through it and I was like, here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I tapped out. I didn't have the stamina for it.
I cheated. The last ones I put out, I was like raw and uncut or whatever, and it was like, here you go.
Yeah.
Like, don't like. I just sat through these. I don't really want to sit through them again.
Yeah, that's how with
It
my
sucks.
videos. Don't feel
It
like going
sucks.
through all that. You see what you see. No edits.
It's the worst part of investigating.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
we all have to do it.
gentlemen, I feel like we're going to be headed to the Coalfield Manor soon.
Yes.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
should.
I've
Mhm.
already told my wife. I was like, hey, this place is in West Virginia, and I said, we have a friend named Jeremy in Virginia. I was like, so
Oh yeah, that's right.
yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, and I think I told Bob. I might have told Bob about Jeremy. I gotta go back, but uh, Jeremy is the lead investigator for
Beyond the
having a
Badge
brain. There
Paranormal.
you go. Beyond the Badge Paranormal. Really good dude. Paramedic, firefighter guy. Does a lot of
Good
stuff
friend
with
to
the
have
mental
around.
thing,
Yeah.
and he investigates all over around there. And I'd said like, hey, want to get the word out? I'm going to let Jeremy know so he can
Cool,
get the
dude.
word out in that area. Help get the word out in that area. Get some
Thank
people, some
you.
clientele for you guys.
We'll
Yeah.
take any help we can get. I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah.
sad that it's a short season, and I wish that we were like the biggest problem over the winter, especially, is that I'm not going to be allowed to travel for a few months.
Mhm.
That's the kicker. So
Yeah.
I'll have
Yeah.
surgery late September, and then I'm basically done for the season. Next year, we plan to open earlier in the season and stay open a little bit later. So, but this one we just had to dip our toe in it, you know, just kind of get the feel for everything, see how it went. You know, see what the activity was like in the building, see just everything in general. And it's definitely done us
That's all.
good. I hosted a public investigation last week, and you know, small, nothing crazy, because I am one person. So, you know,
Yeah.
I cap the publics at 10 people. As you can't even like in our embalming area too, you can't really fit more than 10. You can't fit that many people back there anyway. And
Yeah.
good luck keeping 10 people quiet.
So
Yeah.
you do walkthroughs too then. So you do walkthroughs, you do privates.
Yeah, I do. I'll do privates,
all
and I do the private. What was the question?
like walkthroughs, like they walk with you.
Yeah.
What do you, tours. You do
Well,
tours.
yes and no. So for the public investigation, so I don't. There's not as much as you'd get with a private one, where we'll
Yeah,
kind of give
yeah.
you the free reign. But
Yeah.
we mostly, you know, I have a classroom, and then I have the big chapel room, and that's all set up. I got a bunch of chairs and stuff out there, so you know, and we got some good activity there. And then I'll go out into the embalming area, which is a whole apartment in and of itself. So, but I mean, the public ghost hunts, they're only 3 hours, so you know, we're basically we're like a half hour, getting ready, talking, getting stuff, you know, going, answering questions, getting stuff, getting people understanding how things are going to work, and then like an hour and 15, you know, like, or an hour, whatever the time is, in each other space.
Sounds
You know,
good. Yeah.
it wasn't bad though. So, you know, we went, and then the activity kept going. We ended up going a little bit later, but they all had a good time, and that made me feel so good. And then, reading what they wrote in the book for me,
That's great,
and
man.
having them reach out afterwards and just hearing what they had to say about their experience. It made me feel good, because I just want people to be happy, have fun. I'm an investigator. I know, I've spent ridiculous amounts of money trying to rent a place out, only to have it be junk, or not necessarily junk, but I shouldn't say that. That's bad, because the spirits aren't, they're not circus monkeys, but just, like nothing happens. And you're like, what am I doing here? Why?
Sometimes that happens. Yeah. Sometimes that happens.
It does. So
yeah.
it's definitely hard. But I mean, I've been to one place where we had almost like nothing at all. And that really, it's a lot when after you spent the money on it, it's
what I like about those places, if there's like a ton of people, when I say a ton, I'm not talking about like 20 or anything, but you got a lot of people. What I like about the places where you go to, there's some activity that's happened there and nothing's happening.
Yeah,
I like to watch people. I like to watch people and read them and see what they say is happening. It's like, okay, we're probably not investigating together again, but
yeah. I mean, honestly, I think we sat down and had like a late dinner, and we called it a night early, and it was just, but it is what it is.
Still have fun.
And like, I will never tell you where that was, because I don't want to.
Yeah, no, you don't want to slam it.
No, because they're wonderful people.
My thing is just, to me, I feel I still have fun. I went to a place that I haven't been to, probably. And why not? Like, something didn't happen. Okay. They didn't want to talk to us. You go there next time and it could blow up in your face.
Sure.
You have it's have fun with it. Just have fun with it.
That's a thing too, man. That's a thing
there.
With the locations that we go to, man. Also, just they have such a history. Most of them that we go to, that that in and of itself, it's exciting for me to experience.
That's like my favorite. The place that has been like my all time in my heart is up in Vermont.
I'm gonna kill this dog. Hold on. I'm not really gonna kill him.
No.
No, I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. I'm there.
Send him up here. I'll take him. Bob. No, I didn't say that.
He's begging right now because I did not give him what I was supposed to give him earlier. So
would you feed your dog, man? Feed the damn.
No, it's not the food. It's the snacks.
Oh, the word you didn't want to say. The treat, man. Is that what you meant? Treat.
Oh, we can't hear you. So
wanna go for a walk?
Oh, good. Yeah, he's got the headphones.
You wanna go for a walk?
I'm gonna kill
him. But
so when you say season,
Wilson Castle in Vermont is my favorite, and that's a place. If I have no activity, I don't care.
You don't care. You're still there.
It is gorgeous and so rich with history and just the insanity of the building and the grounds. And
it's a literal castle then, huh?
So it's interesting. Because we had asked them, what makes you be able to call yourself a castle? Like, what is the difference between, because it just looks like a big brick, like mansion. Yeah. I mean, completely huge and ornate. And there's a stained glass window. There's a particular stained glass window with the coat of arms. And something about the coat of arms and the stained glass window, I can't remember exactly, but something about that, like that's something you have to be an official castle.
Official castle,
yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, the place is amazing. It's 3 stories plus an attic and basement. And it is just massive, and incredible history. Some guy married into a rich family. I guess he's a quack doctor, and built this castle with her family's money, and they had a child that passed away there, and then her family was finally like, dude, you're done and we're not sending you any more money, knock it off. And he was like, oh, okay. And so he just packed up his stuff and left, and she stayed there. without him.
Yeah.
But yeah, so once the money shut off, he shut off, but the opulence that he was building is just insane.
Yeah.
This is before electricity was really in places. He built multiple outbuildings, and one of the outbuildings had they would basically make acetylene gas. You drip water on, I can't remember what, my husband can tell you exactly what it is, and I just watched it with the coal mine tour the other day, because they use the same thing in a very small scale to light an old lantern that they used to do with the coal mines.
Yeah.
But it makes this gas, and it's in an outbuilding because it's flammable, but they pipe it down, and they had gas lighting in the house, like in the middle of the woods in Vermont, because they just had the money for it, until her family shut them off. But the place is incredible. The owner is so sweet and so lovely, and one of the caretakers, who's a lifelong friend, family friend of hers, he's an amazing guy, and they're just the most incredible people ever, and on the most beautiful plot of land in the most beautiful building. So.
And this is Vermont, you said, right? Is it
Vermont? Yeah, they're close to the New York border.
Okay.
So they're about halfway up. Do you know where Lake George, New York is?
Yeah.
I don't.
If you
I
drove,
haven't been there. I know where it is.
If you're in Lake George, New York, and you just drive east into Vermont, about an hour, and you'd hit them. Is right about where they are.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
New York, New York.
Oh yeah, that's where I was born.
Oh, do you know about Valentine?
Which town?
Valentine, the museum. Valentine Museum. It's up by Syracuse, outside of Syracuse.
I was from Albany, so I was very much in that tucked up against the Massachusetts border.
That place,
Lake George.
That place is active.
Really?
The only reason
I
found out about it is because of Ghost Hunters. They had a show on it, and we drove 8 hours to go there, and we got some good audio. I'll say that, like some very good audio, and no video. Some personal stuff where the throat gets clamped up. I did hear the music from the period, and I ask about it, and you can faintly hear it. Footsteps, like that place, Valentine Museum, right outside of Syracuse, maybe like 30 minutes out of Syracuse.
I'm gonna write that down. The only Syracuse.
Yeah, it's upstate.
Yeah, well, I'm okay with that being upstate. Being from Albany, like that, from having my family from Albany and up through Lake George and stuff. Upstate, Canada is upstate.
Lake George. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's beautiful.
It's a fun state. I like New York. Like,
I just don't like New York cities.
You can leave. Yeah, you can leave the city and be
Yeah,
good
the cities are, but
yeah.
The rest of the state, so up in the Adirondacks and stuff and everything.
I got a brother and sister. They live up in New York. They're they're the upstate New Yorkers.
Yep.
They live up there and they love it, man.
Too cold for me, man. Too cold for me.
Yeah, I'm with Rich on that one.
It can get cold. It can get cold.
Oh yeah. The cold doesn't. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm sitting outside and skiing or anything, and I have a coat that goes down to my ankles. So it's not like I'm polar plunging or anything like that. But I do enjoy better in the cold than I do in the heat.
I do enjoy the Floridians in the wintertime. It's 60. I'm like, okay, they're losing their minds. And I'm like,
freezing.
And I'm looking at them like, it's 60. I'm still in flip flops, t-shirt. Look, it's 60, bro. What are we complaining about? Like, man up. It's 60.
So with
I've been in the Arctic. It's 60. Come on.
So with the manor, when you say seasons open for the season, so do you have like set dates, or is it just based on the weather kind of thing? Or
No, so I have set dates for this. I basically set dates. So I'm only running through the end of August this year, just because I got to get back. I got to get my kid back in school, and then while I would love to get him back up there, get him situated, and leave him there with Bob, and come back for like Halloween, and be down here during spooky season. I am going to be on crutches and stuff.
Yeah.
And the doctor just told, he's like, you just can't drive. First he told me I couldn't fly, and I was like, that's fine, I don't fly anyway. And he's like, and I had told him about down here, and he's like, yeah, but you can't drive to West Virginia either. He's like, you can't sit like that for 12 hours. I was like,
oh god.
So but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So the
alternative is I don't walk.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to snap my cane in half and just be done with it.
Yeah. So when do you plan on opening back up? Do you know next year, or?
We're gonna do so now that we know that we do have an interest. We are gonna open up earlier next year. We haven't fully flushed out exactly how, but definitely by the spring. I'm hoping April we'll be down here. Okay. That gives me plenty of time to get through that healing process. I mean, Bob will be here because he'll be back and forth because he'll be able to travel. And he's still he comes down on his own when I'm not here, because we do stuff we're usually doing stuff together, and he'll, if he's got an open weekend at home, and, I would stay back there with the kids, and he'd come down and, bust out. I have the beginnings of a shower upstairs now. He gutted the whole bathroom. He's building that, up in the apartment so that we can eventually move out. Because we're currently living in a casket showroom. We're living in the sales office is our living room. And the room where you would go pick out your casket and urn is just a row of beds. So
that's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yes and no.
It's awesome, but we don't have to live there. We don't have to live there. So
yeah, I mean, it's not bad, but I'm sharing I'm sharing a room. And my 16-year-old son, I put his bed as far to the other end. Thankfully, it's a really long room. He doesn't want to live with me. I don't want to live with him. Not in the same bedroom every night. It's been an interesting summer. And I'll be happy when the apartment is done and we all have our own proper bedrooms again. But right now it is on the 3rd floor and my knee would be screaming. So it's all one of those things that we'll have to, work our way out.
Yeah.
And get it done. Slow and steady though. We're in no rush. It'll come when it comes. We have, thankfully, the apartment, the embalming area was an apartment as well. So there was a full bathroom out there. So I've got a functioning shower and everything on this floor. And then they had a little kitchenette that they used for the funeral home that I just bought myself an electric skillet and whatever. Here we go.
It's like you said it, camping. You're camping.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a princess with comfort and some things I have to be comfortable, but I'm not a fancy princess, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
You're practical princess.
Make it work till you can't.
Exactly. I still got a comfy bed to sleep in at night, and
there you go.
I'm okay. That's all I really need. I can shower. I can get a cold drink, and I can sleep in a comfy bed. And as long as my climate is controlled, I'm okay.
That's all you need in life. AC and a comfy bed.
And spirits.
Well, I don't know about that. That's a bonus.
Yeah.
I just ask them not to just stay out of the bathrooms. That's all I ask them. That's my request from them. Because I'll tell you, they're. Yeah, I don't know if you ever had a bathroom creeper, but it's a little unsettling to have a
bathroom creeper.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
not my favorite.
No, I was at the so you know how when you have those mirrors, and so at the Conjuring house, the bathroom mirror, the door, there's a full length mirror hanging on the door, and it's a little off to the side, but it's kind of behind you when you're standing at the sink. And I'm just washing my hands, I did my thing and I'm washing my hands, and I look up, and probably about 3 or 4 deep in the reflections, you see that like
Yeah.
poking out. I'm like, dude,
Yeah.
I just know because I was just on the toilet. Like, that's not cool.
Yeah, this is the bathroom. This is off limits.
I had that with the shower, and there was I'm the only one home, and I come out of the shower. You see the movement under the door. I'm like, nope, nope, nope. I know the F out of there.
I probably wouldn't have come out of that but my fear for that would be, I would be afraid that it was a living person.
Oh,
I am like that terrifies me. Like, I don't.
They're scarier. Yeah.
I don't do well with. I mean, going back to Mid Orange Correctional Facility, there's these they call them cottages, like some of their housing units out back. I'm not sure what level of security this prison was. It was not max security by any stretch of the imagination. But these cottages, they were all these weird little L-shaped, and they had doors on either end. And Brad's like, I'm gonna go upstairs for a few minutes. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stay down here. I'm like, please don't be gone long. And he's like, oh, you're afraid of it? I'm like, no, but there's homeless people, there's bears, there's like, I'm like, I don't know, these doors are open, they don't close, there could be anything in here with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm like, I'm not cool with that. Not cool with that.
Yeah, it's more the living you got to worry about when you're on these things.
Yes. I've never been afraid. I think things have creeped me out for sure, startled me, weirded me out, gives you the EBGBs, but I've never been scared or felt like I had to leave any place.
Yeah, I was just having that conversation with somebody. I don't remember who it was. It might have been you guys, but I was just saying I've never had anything scare me to the point where I'm gonna run out of there, like all right, I gotta get out of here, type of thing. So.
Yeah.
I really wish I could say the same, but I cannot. I'm not gonna lie.
I wasn't going to bring it up. But.
No, not that place. That's a whole different kind of scary. The last house that we lived at was haunted, and it was definitely my wife's dad. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but it's like one of the first days we lived there. It's like midnight, one in the morning. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I got my covers on. I got my sleep mask on. All of a sudden, all I hear in my ear is, "Hey!" Right in my ear. I grab my phone. I run out of the house. I call Kara. I'm crying. I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
That was her dad messing with you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He loved messing with me. But also that, Terry. Also that. That I will admit, I did cry like a bitch.
You definitely ran up. I'm not going to say I blame you or anything like that, because I heard what I heard when I went back in. You ran up.
So basically,
you probably had a reason.
What he's talking about is,
and we heard what you ran from,
which was also a jail from the 1800s. I got screamed out of a building.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was a good time.
That's awesome. I would love to experience that.
Yeah.
Well, they're not closing. We do know they're not closing for good.
They're renovating.
You'll be able to experience it. And renovations usually, wake them up. So
I don't know.
And it's very active place already. So
I don't know what it is with us in jails, because I'm going to another jail. Do they just like sending me to jails? Is that my future now?
I mean, you got these old places, and a lot of these old prisons, jails. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that happened. So.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that went down in them things, man.
Yeah. You wanna,
I love jails.
Well, I mean, if you think about anything, if you think about how emotions can heighten stuff,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that is
Mhm.
so true.
I mean, that it has to just be, because you think of like school. I mean, schools. It's insane, like how haunted
Yeah.
schools end up being.
Yeah, exactly.
How many people went through these places, and some of them aren't here anymore? You know, it's
Yeah.
And especially in prisons. I mean, people die in there. You know, stuff
Oh,
happens.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
especially that one with a crazy ass history.
Hospitals.
mhm.
You know what I'd really like to investigate one time is a I'm trying to think of the word right now. I'm having a brain fart, but
Describe.
crap. Where they send you to end.
When they send you to what?
And
To end. Where
And
your
it's-
life is pretty much over and you're
Hospital.
going there to
an assisted
hospice,
living
hospice,
facility.
hospice.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to investigate a hospice one day.
Me too.
Like the and I'm not saying, to get scared or whatever. It's just the amount of experience that's gone through that place, and just the folks who've crossed over. But a lot of those folks that crossed over had so much experience in his life. What are you going to get there?
Yeah.
I don't think it would be something where you're going to be scared. It's just going to be, to me, it's like you're going to learn some stuff there.
Yeah, definitely.
Interact with some folks that some of them. I mean, I will say with 100%. Some folks that go there, I'm not going to say most, but some folks that go there get forgotten by their families. I
Yeah.
know for a fact.
Yeah.
I pick people up from these places.
Yeah.
So you may have some people talking to you because they want some interaction, because they didn't
Yeah.
have that at the end. Um,
For sure, man.
which happens more than I would like to say. Happens a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Well, as
So,
Heather said, man, it's energy too, and
Yeah.
the emotions heighten that as well.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So for the people who are, you would imagine for the people who are actually there supporting that family member as they transition, you've also got their emotions that are
Yep.
surrounding that as well. That's
We're all leaving an imprint.
Oh yeah.
Somehow, some way, we're leaving some kind of imprint.
Yes.
You think about. I mean, I'll think about me. You have like people that have like crazy PK manifestations and stuff, and sometimes it turns out it's like one person doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, imagine that with more. You know what I mean? That's like that's all I could think. Something like that given off and creating that, not necessarily like creating an but like just a gunk of like spiritual gunk that can cause
leaving your like residue all over the area.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Spiritual gunk.
Yep.
Sounds like an energy drink.
I don't want it.
Tastes like patchouli.
Oh, definitely don't want it. Oh no, I don't like patchouli.
Oh man.
I'm convinced there's something wrong with me too, because I hate sage and I'm allergic to Palo Santo, and like
I know people who can't stand sage. They like to smell Palo Santo, but I know some people who cannot stand the smell. I'm like, I love it.
Sage.
I love it.
It
too. I love it too,
such
man.
a migraine.
I especially
you
love Palo
you get a
Santo.
migraine?
Yeah, I get a migraine when I'm around sage.
Yeah. There's people. Yeah, they just can't handle it, and no matter what type of sage, because there's different types of sages.
Yeah.
But
I love
you know
Palo
what?
Santo, man. That shit smells good.
How about Cordell? How about rosemary or stuff like that? Can you stand that? Because
Yeah, I
it's
can
the same
stand that, but
properties.
it's just
Same
sage.
properties to cleanse.
Yeah, it's just the sage. I don't know. The one investigation you and I were at, at the end where she's walking around with it. It was giving me a migraine. And I wanted to like be like, yo, can you like take that elsewhere?
Yeah. Some people can't. I mean, it is what it is. Your body's gonna react how your body's gonna react.
Yeah, I mean,
I've met a lot of people like that.
Yeah, with sage, I just don't like it. Like, I think it's gross. The smell of it is gross. Like Palo Santo, my eyes start watering. I start sneezing.
Oh, really?
And it doesn't even have to be burning. I just need the wood in close proximity.
I love the smell of that.
Me too.
I figured that out when I opened Haunted Emporium and I was unboxing stuff. I'm like, what? And then one day I mentioned I'd gotten some little Palo Santo carved into angels. I'd gotten like 3 of them. And my friend was like, hey, bring me one. And we had an investigation that night. And I told her about it on the phone. And she's like, oh, I want one. Bring one for me. I was like, all right, cool. I'll throw out my bag. And I did. And I was like, oh, I'm like, I hope I make it. I'm like, I'm coming down with something. I'm sneezing. I'm getting sick. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I'm like, oh, it clears up. And it did. It cleared up. No big deal. Because I really have to be like on it.
It sounds like you're allergic.
Yeah. And then we were in the truck that night. I picked her up and we went, we drove up and we were sitting in the truck and I was like, here's your, here, I just grabbed her the bag. I'm like, here's your angel. She opened it up and I had felt fine at that point, but she opens up the angel and she's like looking at it and flipping it around. And like 2 minutes later, I'm sneezing. I'm like,
wow.
Come on. So I kind of did like a couple little test things. I'm like, yeah, I'm allergic to it. Great.
You might, it sounds like you're allergic to it. I wouldn't mess with it either.
But it's all right because I'm not allergic to poison ivy, so I'll take it.
Wow.
Well, there you go. There you go.
I'll burn that instead.
That's some sandalwood.
Hey guys, I'm gonna bless you from the investigation. Everybody goes home. They're all like,
swole up,
loaded,
red dots all over their face. Yeah,
I had a great time.
Gonna beat you.
Like, I'm fine. I'm fine. What do you mean?
Be gone, spirits. Bah, bah.
Oh man.
Oh,
yeah, I haven't honestly, and people were amazed that I haven't. Like they're like, "Oh, did you smudge the place here?" I'm like, "No." Like I'm not. What am I trying? I don't. What am I trying to get rid of? Because there's nothing.
So, I have some thinking about that. I don't mind people doing that. Sometimes you have to, I think, but you went looking for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did.
That's my thinking.
I went looking for it and I paid for it.
So what are you afraid of? If you weren't afraid enough to not come here, what are you afraid of?
Yeah.
And now there's some times I believe you might want to do something depending on what happened.
Yes.
You got to do something. Yeah, you got to do something.
Yeah. So I make my own.
You got to be smart.
That has stuff that I'm not allergic to it. Yeah. And we will, like, if I go somewhere, if I go for an investigation somewhere where I'm like, we'll drive off property, we'll stop, pull over, get out of the car, we'll smudge ourselves, we'll, smudge all this inside of the car, the whole kit and caboodle. And that doesn't always work though, because I'll tell you, we did that at Penhurst and something came to the hotel with me.
Yep.
So, and that was my Penhurst experience was, it was a wild experience. But that thing coming home with me afterwards, I will admit, because I was in my hotel room, I was by myself in the hotel room, and I'm in bed, and I'm like, "There's freaking something walking around my bed," and I get up and I turn the bathroom light on, and I shut the door a little bit. I'm like, "Oh, there's a little bit of a light," and then I get back in bed, and I'm like, "Okay, now." So I open the bathroom door all the way with the light on. And I get back in bed and I'm like, I turned the TV on. I'm like, I got to turn the news on. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, this is going to drive me crazy. And I slept with the TV and the light on that night.
If spirit wants to talk, spirit's going to talk. There's nothing you can do about it. I don't care how much you burn, how much you do. There's nothing you can do with it. Growing up how I grew up, there's nothing you can do about it.
And I think it was just
like us. If we go looking for it, people like us.
Yeah.
We go asking for it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's just not going to work. because we put ourselves out there, we put our energy out there, and we accept this energy, and then we're like, oh no, we don't accept you, and it's like, I don't understand it. To me, it's like, okay, human energy, whatever, man, they're still human.
Yep.
Yep.
What can they do to you? Nothing. Now there's the other energies. If something like that were to come about, yeah. But most of the time, unlike what you see on YouTube, what they're trying to say you're seeing, I would say 99.99999%, you're dealing with a human energy. What so what the heck are we doing?
Yeah.
We are
much.
trying to
You know?
outdo the other YouTubers.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
we're
It's
trying to
like
do.
yeah, we're looking at what we see and then we're doing stuff. And I'm here to tell you, yeah,
No.
doesn't work
No,
that
I,
way.
I agree. I absolutely
It
agree
doesn't
with
work
you.
that way.
It's funny because that's one of my lines when I was like, whenever I'm trying to like get into some place that's not necessarily open for the paranormal, but you're trying to convince them.
Oh,
to
it's
let
so
you in.
hard.
I'm like, listen, I am a
Yeah.
50-year-old woman. I'm not a
Yeah.
demon screamer. I'm not like, this is not what it's just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but yeah, I call them, they're
Yeah.
demon screamers.
Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Everything's
What-
a demon.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite investigation, Heather, that you've done?
My wildest investigation was at Penhurst.
It was Panthers.
It was Penhurst. They had, when we went, there were 5 of us, I think, that went down that night. And the first half of the night, it was just quiet and boring. And we were like, ugh, this is awful. So we asked one of the women, the team that helps out there, we were like, hey, they know you. Do you think you could, come with us and see if we could get them to stir up some more activity? So she took us down in the tunnels and we did, stuff started to pick up a little bit, but she was like, we just opened the infirmary 2 weeks ago as well. And I was like, oh, new. She's like, yeah, it's been sitting quiet. And she said that they were going to rip down half of the building. I don't know if they're ripping down the whole thing, but they were definitely taking half of it down. She's like, yeah, we can go over. You can get into, one side of it. And so we did. We went over there for about 3 hours.
Wow.
I can't even tell you that the wildest thing is we were standing in a hallway, like in a T-junction hallway. And my friend summed it up perfectly. He's like, it feels like Jurassic Park. Like they're all around you and we're all just here going, oh God.
Oh.
What is it? He's like, this is a velociraptor. I'm like, yes. And so it felt like that. But
yeah.
we had tons of great interactions with equipment in there. But when we were standing at that T-junction, and now there's no electricity in this building. We were the only ones there. It was, like I said, it was somewhere between midnight and 3 at that point.
Yeah.
And a sparkler, like a little 4th of July sparkler kind of thing, lit up in the hallway.
What?
Wildest thing was there's no sound to it. Like you would hear there was no sizzle, completely silent, but like the walls were glowing and it moved it like up and down a little bit, head height, like as if somebody was standing with it right next to them.
Wow.
And it went down maybe 5-6 feet down the hallway and then gone.
It's a ball of energy.
And my jaw is on the ground.
Oh
and
my God.
out of so there's 5 of us there and one other person saw that. And the other ones didn't. But then like at another point in time that evening, they said that they saw an apparition down the same exact hallway.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't see it. They're like, no, there's somebody literally standing outside that, a door down the hall. And I'm like, I don't see it. So it was just,
that's crazy.
It was wild. We put the little round light up balls inside of the balloon. Left one in the hallway, put a little camera on the ground, a little tripod, like a little ground one, a couple inches off the ground, and went back into another room and we were doing our thing in that room. And my friend caught out of the corner of his eye the balloon moving. So we got all excited and we thought it only happened once. And later when he went back and watched the footage, we found out that was actually the second time it happened. But it happened before, and that you see the ball jump inside the balloon, and then then it starts like rolling down the hall. It was just wild.
That's cool.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
So much noises, voices. Actually hearing the disembodied voices.
Yeah.
Which is I'm like again, like I said, I'm not a medium, so I don't. People like I hear. My friends are like, "Oh, well, Spirit said this," and I'm like, "Well, tell them that you got to speak louder because I can't hear them."
Yeah, because I can't hear you.
But
what?
So when I hear it, when I actually hear it, it's crazy.
Yeah.
My friend will hear something, and I'm like, "Did you hear it, or did you hear? How did you hear it?"
Yeah.
When I hear it, it's okay. We're because I don't have those same skills. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Penhurst,
that's awesome, man.
Was my wildest, but there's so many other places that are just. I love the variety too. Like you said, like you guys said, doing prisons. There's a battleship out in Quincy Harbor up in Boston, the USS Salem, that is just incredible. It never saw battle, but it was actually in the Mediterranean when there was a big earthquake in Greece. And it was used as a hospital ship. And then there was also a couple incidents where people perished during drills or transfers, or they were docking, not battle kind of thing. But
right. There was other ways.
And that one, I swear, that one freaks me out. And the reason that place freaks me out is because for some reason, we can talk about spirits, we can talk about ghosts, we can talk about demons, elementals. I don't care what you call them. Does not bother me.
Yeah.
You bring up aliens and interdimensional beings, and because I know I'm not getting sucked into a TV like Poltergeist, right? That's not happening. I'm not getting sucked into a TV. But when that physical being shows up and is like, "We're taking you to another planet," how do I call for help?
Yeah.
What do I do at that point? Like, that freaks me out. So I don't like that. So, and one night we were there, and we can't, every single time anything interdimensional or other species type thing came up, the equipment went nuts. And I'm like, okay, I don't like this anymore. Yeah. This is where I call it a day, because that can get me. And like cryptids too, that freaks me out. I don't know which ones are real and which ones aren't. And who am I to say one way or the other? One woman came in here the other night for the public ghost hunt. And she's like, "I got a photo to show you." Now, people show me photos all the time, and I'm like, "Oh, that's," and I always say I feel so bad, because I'm like, how do you tell somebody it's not your grandpa? That's a lens flare. Like, and I feel awful because you're bursting their bubble, right? And I don't want to do that. But I'm like, okay, sure, show me your thing. She got it over at Lake Shawnee. And she's like, she pulls it up on her phone. So I'm like, okay, small screen. And then she's like, then she starts zooming in. And I'm like, okay, here goes we're going with the pixelation now. This is going to be great fun. All the way, like in the distance, she's like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's a white blob. I don't know." I'm just like, I don't know what that is. And she's like, "You know what the coolest part about this is?" She's like, "It was a live photo." And she presses the thing stands up and walks off. And she's
wild.
She goes, "What does that look like to you?" And I said, "Listen, I'm a ghost girl. That's what I do. I don't do the UFO, and I don't do the cryptid end of paranormal. I am strictly a ghost girl." I'm like, "But that looks like the abominable snowman." It literally looks like a white Bigfoot. Yeti. It was all white, and it looked like a Sasquatch. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. But I don't know who was there with her. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know what was going on around it. Yeah. But it was actually like when she touched it and I got to see it move, because that's always my thing. I'm like, please take one. Please take multiples. Anytime you take a picture, take a look. And anytime you can do video over still photography, do that.
Yes.
But so when she touched that, I was like, oh my God, yes. I can see it move. It's just
video's the way to go. I don't know how many times somebody showed me something that's like, I don't see it. I really don't see it.
And we're
And
programmed.
you feel bad because maybe I'm not seeing it. Like it's not that there's nothing there. I'm
Yeah.
just not seeing it.
But as humans, we're programmed to find faces. So that's the first thing we want to do in any image is we're looking for
clouds, all that stuff. Yeah.
What do they call that? Pareidolia?
pareidolia.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, and I always feel bad when it's like, I'll take another investigate. Like, I wouldn't mind, like, if one of you guys showed me a photo, I'd be fine telling you, listen, it's a cool picture. Unless I'm there when it's taken, I don't, and you're going to understand that, you know what I mean? Cause you know how people can.
Have you seen the new photo that's out? Somebody took a photo of a house. It's in color. And when you look at it far away, you see somebody in the window. You see the head of the person, and they're like, "Oh, it's a woman," and it's like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." Then they made a mistake of sending the second picture, and it's a close up. The rest of the picture's in color. The window and the lady in it is in black and white. And I'm like,
that was not very good editing.
Yeah. Yeah, and a lot of people are like, "Oh my god, it's a lady from blah blah blah," and I didn't say anything, but I'm like, I'll wait for the other folks to go, "Are you nuts?" Like you can actually see the outline where they placed it in there, but it's like, why is the entire window and the lady in black and white, but the rest of the picture?
Yeah, I know. We're wrapping up right now.
Yeah, no, and I love when they do that and they can find that in the picture.
I gotta take care of the work. Wait, before we go, can you look at this photograph? Because every time I do, it makes me laugh.
It's blurry. It looks like the guy from that band.
It's blurry.
Himself.
Yeah, hold on.
I can't think of the band's name though.
Nickelback.
Yeah, Nickelback. Okay, there you go. It's a joke. The button ball musical jokes.
Yeah.
A picture of himself holding a picture.
He's holding something, right?
It's a picture of him holding a picture of himself. You said if you show me a photograph, I showed you a photograph.
Oh.
Yeah, I gotta run. So.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, you know what? We are almost at an hour and 30 minutes. This has been fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it's been an hour and 30.
It really hasn't.
But we'll have to have you come back on, and we need to get up to West Virginia.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'd love to have you come see the place. Absolutely.
And I'm going to talk to our buddy Jeremy. He's in Virginia, and have him reach out, and he'll help promote and all that stuff because he's right there, really.
Well, it depends on where in Virginia he is. I don't know where.
Oh, he travels that whole region.
Okay.
He's Jeremy's good peeps. We let him know, like, hey, help this place, and he will.
Aww.
He's got it. He's got it.
Yeah,
it's the firefighter in him.
He'll definitely do it, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's good peeps. He's part of the family here. But this has been awesome. We got to have you back on at some point because I'm sure there's a lot more. Yeah. And there will be more as time goes on. So we got to have you back on.
Yeah, sure. And I can certainly do that. And even over the winter too. I mean, I don't necessarily have to be here. I'll have my computer with me. So, you know.
And
I've already told my wife about, I was like, hey, there's this place in West Virginia. It's like, I'm from Maryland, so I'm from Delmarva.
Okay.
So that's
okay,
cool. Yeah. So I can go home and visit and just show up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to trying to visit next year. It'd be great.
Definitely.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. We'd love to have you.
Yeah.
All right.
Heck yeah. Well, thank you for coming on the show.
We really appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
We'll at some point I'll get this video out and I'll make sure I copy you guys and you can do whatever you want with the video.
Awesome.
Our video is your video.
So thanks.
Yeah. So you can put it on whatever. We do not mind.
Okay.
We're not one of those groups. I mean, if you think about it, it actually helps us out. Just do what you want to do with it. So
You got it.
do what you want with it. But yeah, thanks for coming on. It's been
Well,
awesome.
thanks for having me.
Yeah, nice to
Had a
meet
good
you.
time.
Nice to meet you
nice to
too.
meet
Have
you.
a good night.
Definitely. You too.
Before we go,
All right.
we go,
Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry, Cordell. Sorry, Cordell. You have something to say. Sorry.
we would like to, appreciate you guys for coming onto the show, especially Bob, since he's not here. We'd like to thank the viewers for making this happen. Big shout out to T-Man for making the dream happen. Shout out to Rich. And we hope you all stay spooky.
Hey,
Spooky.
Boogie.
Happy hunting, fam.
Happy hunting, guys.
You out.
Yeah.
All right.
Deuces.